In Star City, West Virginia, a deep-seated betrayal ended the life of 16-year-old Skylar Neese. Her two closest companions, Rachel Schoaf and Sheila Eddy,
I got anything that you wish to offer by way of testimony, proffer, or statement before sentencing in this matter?
orchestrated a cold-blooded plan to eliminate her simply because they no longer desired her friendship. Under the guise of a social outing, they lured Neese to a secluded spot and, at a synchronized moment, attacked her with knives they had hidden on their persons.
Because there are not even words to describe the guilt and remorse that I feel each day for what I've done.
The truth remained hidden until Schoaf eventually confessed to the authorities, expressing profound guilt and shame for the devastation caused to the Neese family.
I further wish in no way to offend the Neese family by my statements here today, nor will I attempt to excuse or minimize the actions of Rachel Schoaf that took the life of Skylar Neese. Her confession, cooperation with the state and federal authorities has brought closure to this tragedy.
Due to her cooperation, Schoaf was sentenced to 30 years in prison, with parole eligibility after 10. Her accomplice, Sheila Eddy, received a sentence of life in prison, though she remains eligible for parole after serving 15 years. The murder of high school Spanish teacher Nohema Grabber in Fairfield, Iowa,
because you participated in a plan with Mr. Miller to kill Nohema Graber,
stands as a chilling example of violence triggered by academic resentment. Willard Miller and Jeremy Goodale, her father wouldn't pay for schooling, but there were always tattered copies of True Romance and Heart to Heart floating around town. Nanny would trade eggs for them. She hid them under her mattress and read them at night with a kerosene lamp. The women in those pages were rescued. The conspiracy was uncovered through Snapchat messages.
And moved her off of the trail, where I then struck her, and she died as a result.
Where the boys boasted about the act. In court,
So I just knocked Zoe's pipe off the table and broke it, and her baby had died. She was getting ready to go home, and I said, yeah, that's great. And then
Goodale expressed remorse and testified against Miller, while Miller admitted responsibility but pleaded for a chance at a future outside of prison. Goodale was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 25 years, while Miller was handed a 35-year minimum before being eligible for release in a case that shocked St. Johns County, Florida. 14-year-old Aiden Fucci was charged with the brutal murder of his 13-year-old classmate.
You're all over the internet network. This is serious.
This is very serious.
This is no joke. This is your whole life. Your whole life.
And hers.
And ours.
The victim's body was recovered from a wooded area bearing 114 stab wounds. She went back to the magazines.
Stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds.
She placed her own ad in a Lonely Hearts column. Frank Harrelson wrote the best letters. He lived in Jacksonville, Florida. He called her "my sweet" and promised he would treat her right. He sent a photograph of himself in a suit. In 1929, she married him. Prosecutors presented video evidence showing Fucci walking with the victim shortly before the murder and fleeing the area alone 90 minutes later.
Decision on May 9th, 2021, and took the very life that I brought in.
Despite the gravity of the 114 wounds, many of which targeted the head and neck, Fucci's age prevented an inescapable life sentence. He was sentenced to life in prison, with a mandatory sentence review scheduled after 25 years.